Oh, I didn't notice you there. This must be Tell Someone. First question, of course, is from Matthew Yebsley. Will you be donating your stockpiles of exploding pineapples to Ukraine? It's not like you've been using them these last years. Well, of course, the problem is that, yes, exploding pineapples are, they're unstable. They are unstable. You know what it's like with pineapples. They stay. You can keep them for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks, and then suddenly, without any warning, I gotta stop putting them in my pants pockets. They go off. Okay, they go off, and you can't time them properly. And you know, if you just send them to Ukraine, and then they'll go off at some point that is not when they are in front of a Russian tank. And yes, a pineapple will get through a Russian tank, but what of the casualties in the meantime? I mean, it's not like they grow on trees. It's more like a hibiscus kind of arrangement. Next question, of course, is from Jonathan Stern. I was kicked in the head by a breakdancer when I was 11. Now I don't know what a question is. I have been just guessing the whole time. Jonathan Stern also asked this question: what is the best way of making your way downtown? Well, you know, you could try moping about the place. I mean, there's one song, it's called Downtown, and it says something about a moped. They moped. And they got downtown on the moped. I didn't actually hear the song. I just read it. And they moped all the way downtown. And apparently there wasn't much to do there. Next question is from the Canadian Atheist. Do you know that weed is legal in Canada? And did you hear that it can affect your short-term memory? Is this true? And did you hear that weed is legal in Canada? Well, of course, yes. Yes, and it's not very legal in Australia, so I'm not exactly sure how it would go. But what if? And I'm not actually doing it. I'm just simulating this. But what if, man, the cops found out it was legal and they started smoking stuff, man, and then after the cops smoked it, they found it was illegal, and then they started cracking their own heads, man. Mind blown, man. Ooh. Okay, Sharon Nolan asks, I fell once. It wasn't fun. Why does Canada have so many trees? I don't know why Canada. I'm not a Canadian expert or a Canadian, even. And look, all I know is they're so proud of their trees that they've got a leaf on their flag, which is like impressive because we only got stars. Every country has stars. You just look up at night, and you'll see like stars unless you're in a big city. I'm in a park next to a big city, and all the light pollution, you can't see any stars. I can only see one star really, and that's the close one. It's so close that it burns my head if it's in the daytime. Not in the late afternoon, but you know, in the daytime it causes my head to burn, and I might get cancer. So don't do that. Don't do that. Don't smoke either. Try edibles. Next question is the last question of the day. Hong Byong asks, I know the pieces fit because I watched them fall away. Mildewed and smouldering, fundamental differing, pure intention juxtaposed will set two lovers' souls in motion, disintegrating as it goes, testing our communication. The light has fueled our fire, then has burned a hole between us so we cannot seem to reach an end, crippling our communication. I know the pieces fit because I watched them tumble down. No fault, none to blame. It doesn't mean that I don't desire to point a finger, blame the other. Watch the temple topple over to bring the pieces back together, rediscover communication, the poetry that comes from the squaring off between, then the circling is worth it, finding beauty in the dissonance. There was a time that the pieces fit, but I watched them fall away, mildewed and smouldering, strangled by our coveting. I've done the math enough to know that dangers of our second guessing, doomed to crumble unless we grow and strengthen our communication. Cold silence has a tendency to atrophy any sense of compassion between supposed lovers. I know the pieces fit, 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 and I know the pieces fit. That wasn't a question either. Did you get kicked in like some sort of mosh pit or something? Because that wasn't a question either. Hippopoto monstrosesquipedaliophobia. If you didn't read the answers to last week's dovetail question, because that's if it you wouldn't know what I was saying if I that's if I told someone for this week. If you would like to ask me a question, then ask me a question in the place where the questions normally get asked, or you can answer this dovetail question, the place where I ask you a question in order to drive more engagement. And I need more engagement because, nobody's actually watching, and if I get more engagement, then more people will actually watch, and it'll sort of snowball into a thing with, where I can actually get money or something. I'm still on that contact. I'm dangerously talented. I don't have a cool sign off.